I'm Kris, that's Tyler, and winning in November is very, very hard. We had what I think is a pretty chaotic weekend, what I know is a very chaotic weekend in the college football sphere. A lot of playoff teams not looking like playoff teams, a lot of teams that claim to be the number one team, maybe not looking like the number one team, and by a lot, I mean one. But again, it's going to be a crazy week on this channel. I've got a couple reaction videos coming out a little bit later, either today or tomorrow or both. Going to do a Michigan fan base reaction and an Alabama fan base reaction, my first one of the year. That's my co-host Tyler. Tyler, how the heck are you?
Good, man. This was one of the wildest days of the season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was entertaining, and I got to watch a lot of football yesterday, which was awesome.
Yeah. So it's always good. You know, it's funny because I can't believe it's already week 12, or this is a week 12 reaction show. Meaning we've done 12 of these shows every single year. You guys have done a great job kind of making this my favorite show of the week. Just real quick, you know, I usually lead with Ohio State. Today, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about Ohio State. We pivot off the SEC. But the game of the week to me was Oklahoma versus Alabama. I thought this was going to be the Oklahoma elimination game. I thought that Bama was going to take care of them. I felt like Bama was one of the best teams in the country. And I kind of like poo-pooed on the idea of Oklahoma pulling this off, even though you kind of said, hey, look, man, this is going to be a good one. I thought for sure that Alabama was going to take care of business. They were a team that had the early mulligan, and since then has like kind of looked better and better week over week over week. And I really wasn't too high on Oklahoma as of late, but here we are, and Oklahoma takes down Alabama, and it's the first home loss for DeBoer since getting in Alabama, 23-21. Tyler, thoughts on this game?
I mean, the game script was exactly how Oklahoma wanted to play it. They got after Ty Simpson. They forced a pick. They strip sacked him. They had 4 sacks. I don't know how many. I know they had a lot of QB pressures. And they just made it super ugly.
Yeah.
You know, like Ty Simpson threw for 326 yards, but it didn't feel like it.
Well, he had the pick 6 early. Like that one kind of like made the eyes go a little bit big. Yep. And he looked like he was, you know, you're a former baseball coach. When guys try to aim the ball instead of throwing the ball, it looked like a lot of that. And he got a lot of like funky kind of throws. I mean, to drop back 42 times, like, okay, like that seems like a lot. Like 28 for 42 isn't great. But there was enough volume there for the 300 yards to get there. But no, you're right. Oklahoma made this muddy, man. And look, it's hard to watch Mateer and not see shades of Baker. And this was the game where I saw way more Baker than I had previously from him.
Yeah, I mean, his stat line wasn't pretty whatsoever.
Horrible stat line. I mean, 15 for 23. I mean, this was like a Haynes King game for him.
Yeah, 15 of 23, 138 yards, 10 rushes for 23 yards. The long being 20 yards. I mean, he was sacked. He was sacked twice. So it just seemed like when there needed to be a play made, Mateer made the play.
Bingo, with his legs in particular. Even though he didn't have rush for that many yards, it felt like he picked up at least 3 critical first downs that I can remember off the top of my head with his legs.
Yeah, he just seems like it wasn't pretty. It was exactly how the game needed to go for Oklahoma to upset, Alabama. And that's the way it went. And now Oklahoma has re-entered into the chat. I mean, they are firmly in.
Not dead yet. Not dead yet. They've kind of made this a little silly, man. And one of the things that I wonder about Bama, if it was going to come back to haunt them, I didn't think it would come back to haunt them in this game. They can't run the football.
No.
They cannot run the football at all. And so it kind of like, it makes it harder for them to put teams away when you can't run the football, right?
Well, imagine playing a team that's one-dimensional from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even have to try to stop the run. Alabama's stopping the run on their own.
Yeah.
It's just part of that game flow. It's just part of that, like, Oklahoma didn't have to worry about it. And so if you don't have to worry about a whole half of how somebody can score, it makes the game a lot easier.
Even then, I don't know how you felt game flow wise. I felt like Bama was going to win this football game. I mean, when they went up, what 21-20, I believe. In the third quarter, they scored the 7, and I had watched kind of Oklahoma kind of stall out repeatedly. Like I thought that they were going to win the football game. I felt like they had things moving their way, and like the 10 first quarter points that OU scored, aided by the pick 6, like it felt like their offense was not going to be able. I mean, think about it. Like the OU offense only scored a single touchdown.
Correct.
So like that made me feel like, okay, like Bama was gonna get there, was gonna get it done, and they didn't.
I should have kind of felt this. I should have been a little bit bolder with this game because and I said it. I think I said it maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago about how Ty Simpson. It looks really good when you watch him throw the football, and they have all these great receivers. And I know they can't run the ball, but it felt like Ty Simpson was an NFL quarterback throwing into NFL passing schemes with NFL receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really good. And it's just like, but then you look at the box score, they only scored 20 points. It's like, what happened? And not even against good defenses. And it's just, to me, something is missing. And I'm sure it's the run game. I'm willing to say that if they could run the ball a little bit better, they would score more points than they do.
Well, they lost an extra 2 possessions as well, right? Because like Ty threw the pick 6, and then Ryan Williams fumbled on the punt.
Yeah. Well, so they turned the ball over 3 times. Ty Simpson fumbled as well.
Yeah.
So it just seems like everything that had to go Oklahoma's way went their way. And that's the recipe for an upset.
I got to say, as an Ohio State fan, I would love to see either of those teams. Like that, that's fodder.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm at the point where almost everybody's fodder except for maybe 2 teams. One of the teams that we're about to talk about right now, Georgia looks like Georgia again against Texas. And I'm watching this.
I texted you. I said Georgia's linebackers look like Georgia linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, they're back. I mean, here we go. This is like, and I don't want to say that they're this good, but it's like when you used to watch the Miami Heat and they'd be like in these really close games against bad teams, but they'll get up for their opponents. I mean, this to me was the sign, okay, Georgia's a really good football team. They just play down to their opponents.
Correct. I said my comment on Friday was that they play with their food.
Yeah.
And this time they did not play around.
They didn't. And Kirby called this like a playoff game, man. Like to go for the onside kick too, to kind of put this game away. And like, that's like extreme trust in your defense too. Like, look, I can stop Arch Manning.
Did you see him walk down the sideline with holding his big balls?
Yeah, dude.
He walked down like this, holding both hands. I was like, damn. I agree. That was a crazy call. Their Georgia's offense is very confusing to me. The Gunnar Stockton threw 4 touchdowns, but I feel like every other pass traveled in the air 3 yards, and it was 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Dude, they're side to side to side, and then they're seams. That's what Bobo's doing. I don't know, like
it is.
He plays in some NCAA, but it is optically sometimes weird to watch. But when they rip seam balls, like, it looks good.
Yeah, the big thing was the defense. The defense looked like the Georgia defense.
Yeah,
and they beat that ass. I think Georgia is the best team in the SEC again. I don't think it's particularly that close. And I believe that Kirby Smart is going to – I don't think he's going to get to the SEC championship game because I don't see Alabama losing again. Alabama still has the tiebreaker and is set to play Texas A&M in the SEC title game. But Georgia is going to get that 5 or 6 seed, and that's a team that I don't think a lot of teams would want to face.
I mean, look, I've been preying on Kirby Smart's downfall. They're really good, man.
I said this was the year that they would kind of come back to earth, and I thought I was right, and I was wrong.
They're so good, man. And honestly, like, this confirms to me that like the Kirby Smart Alabama problem is the Ryan Day Michigan problem. It's not that they're a better football team than you. You just have some sort of mental block and you tighten up a little bit. But
correct.
I'm telling you, man, like definition of playing down to their opponent. And like when Texas like showed a form of life, some sign of life, Kirby Smart hit that button, and you kind of saw the Kirby Smart look that you used to see like a couple years ago when they're ripping off natties. I mean, this is a good football team, and honestly, like, I think it would not shock me at all if someone said, "Here's a crystal ball, Chris. Look into the future. Here's the national title. It's Georgia, Ohio State." I'd be like, "All right, bet. Let's do it."
The sweatier he is, the more his hair is fucked up, and the more that visor starts going in off and on, the better it is.
You could say it in fewer words. The more unkept Kirby Smart looks, the better version of Georgia you get. When blood looks unkept. Yeah.
I just want to know if Kirby Smart owns an actual hat.
He has to.
Or is he just straight visor?
If you're a straight visor, I have trust issues with you.
Visors are a big deal down there in Atlanta and Georgia.
Yeah,
People love visors down there. More specifically, white people.
I was gonna say, bro, because when I was down there for the Natty, where I was at, I did not see a single visor.
Well, also when we were down there, we saw a bunch of Ohio State and Notre Dame people.
Yeah, but I stayed like my sister's from Atlanta, so I was like real Atlanta.
I'm just saying, white people down in Georgia love their visors.
Yeah, I've never seen a visor. But again, like obviously, like yeah, I believe you.
But I'm glad we talked about I do believe in talking about winners first. I know Josh Pate does that, but we need to talk about Texas, and we need to talk about the first thing I want to talk about is we need to have a conversation about Sark.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? We can talk Texas. I'm down. I'm down to criticize Sark in a great way, but I don't want to criticize all of Texas personally. But Sark to score 10 points coming off a bye week is disgusting.
Foul.
You gotta be better than that.
What is the difference between James Franklin and Sark?
Widow's peak. Right?
I mean, Sark, people talk about Sark like he's a top 5 college football coach. He's not. How many times are we going to watch this movie?
Well, I think the closer thing for Sark is Lincoln Riley, right?
Yeah. Sark is closer. Sark is closer to Lincoln Riley than he is to Ryan Day and Kirby Smart.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Here we go. I'll go one step further. He's closer to Lincoln Riley than he is to Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, I think I would take Kalen DeBoer over Sark. I would take Ryan Day, Kirby Smart, Kurt Cignetti, Kalen DeBoer.
That's the group, and then the second group, and then Dan Lanning if you want Dan Lanning over Sark too.
I mean, Dan Lanning has Sark and Lincoln tendencies. He's just young and still trying to I'm still giving him time to figure it out.
Yeah, he's still chopping away.
I mean, Sark is in year 12 as a head coach.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley, what is this, 8, 9?
Mm-hmm.
How long was he at Oklahoma? 5?
I mean, he won a bunch of Heisman, so I don't know. But look, no, for Sark, here we go. I want to give the Georgia team credit. They played a great game and beat a good Texas team. For Texas, though, you got to score more than 10 points coming off a bye week. You had a bye and Georgia didn't. There should have been at least 21 points. Sark in a bye, if you want us to talk about the offensive brilliant mind you need to look better than this.
The thing about it is, I don't think Arch played – he did not play good. But he didn't play that bad.
I thought he was doing too much. A couple of the sidearm stuff, his delivery stuff looks a little bit out of whack. His body control looks a little worse than I thought it would. And then it's funny because last year he was used so much as a wildcat quarterback. He didn't have a run over a yard.
He got sacked 3 times.
Yeah, and then his 2 carries were for no gain.
I just think
Tyler, think about that. Last year, how did Texas use Arch Manning?
He was a running quarterback.
He was a running quarterback. And what do I always
He was our Lincoln Keenholz.
Yeah, and what do I say about quarterbacks when they become starters? Sometimes coaches forget that you got to use their whole toolbox.
Right.
When Bryce Underwood, it's a much different degree, but Bryce Underwood, they didn't want him to run the ball at Michigan, then they lost the game, and it's no, you got to use your toolbox. The fact that Arch Manning has that big of a toolbox, and he's not getting some of the stuff that John Mateer gets to get the offense going and pick up first downs is an indictment on Texas and an indictment on Sark. Use his legs. If your run game is struggling, you had 23 yards on the ground. Even if you take away the sack yards, you had 40 yards on the ground. You need someone to open up the run game. Why isn't your quarterback running a part of that?
Yeah.
Use your toolbox, right? Use your toolbox. Why is Gunnar Stockton getting more carries and more yards than Arch Manning? Well, we know who the better athlete of the two is.
Chris, if I would have told you that Mike Bobo was going to call a better game than Sark, what would you have said to me?
No way in hell. You need drug tested. I'm kicking you off the show. What do you mean? It's Mike Bobo. This show is the crack jokes on Mike Bobo show.
Mike Bobo.
His last name is Bobo.
Mike Bobo put Sark in a body bag.
In a locker, bro. Stuffed him.
To me, that was almost more that was more of an indictment on Texas then that game was more of an indictment that's closer to the Florida loss than the Ohio State loss. They lost by 25 points. It was almost 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia did score 21 fourth-quarter points.
So they were even in the game. They were in the game. It was 14-10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know, 14-10 in the fourth, and then boom, like Georgia blows the doors up. I guess I'll give credit because I think this Georgia team is hitting a stride at the right time.
I get it. But for anybody that's claiming that Texas should be a 3-loss playoff team, no. You don't get to get your doors blown off. It's just like there's too many criteria here for them to you don't get to lose like that and still get to play for a national championship after you had already lost 2 games.
Doors blown off and 3 games is bad. You can't make a postseason like that, to me.
I mean, here are the things that have to happen, in my opinion, for Texas to get in with 3 losses. 1, they got to go beat Texas A&M.
Okay.
Which I don't think they can score with them. 2, BYU needs to lose to Cincinnati and Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma needs to lose again. Bama needs to lose to Auburn. And then Utah, Miami, USC, Michigan, and Vanderbilt all need to lose as well.
Not happening.
Not happening.
That's not happening.
Like if Texas, I still wouldn't have really been interested in the arguments, but if Texas would have lost that game by a touchdown or a field goal, I'd be like, all right, well, let's, there's a debate to be had. But
we can have the argument, but they got touched up.
Yes. You lost by 25 points. 4 scores.
Yeah. It's like in boxing. Like if we're in a championship fight and I beat the shit out of you, you don't get a rematch.
No.
You get a rematch if it's close.
Correct.
You don't get a redo if you get beat up like this.
And the other thing too, just so I can get this off my chest. A 3-loss team. What's the best thing about college football?
The sense of urgency all year.
Correct. If you allow a 3-loss team into the playoff, college football loses its superpower.
Mm-hmm.
The difference and people are like, well, what's the difference between 2 and 3 losses? Because that's 25% of your season.
Yeah.
Like if that's the case, then let's just go be the NFL. Let's just go to an NFL model. And then then we shouldn't play all these big non-conference games. Be that way. That's fine. My team is welcoming all challengers.
Anybody can get walked down if you're an Ohio State fan.
Anybody can get it. Anybody that wants to get it, come get it.
Mm-hmm.
We play at Texas next year, and then we have Alabama for a home and home. They're trying to find one for 29, I believe. And then they have a home and home with Georgia. My team's not afraid to play anybody.
Anybody can get walked down. Anybody can get walked down by
So
us.
if your school, if you don't think that they should schedule hard non-conference games, be my guest. We'll make fun of you all year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very clear-cut path. The superpower of college football is the urgency it's the best regular season in all of sports. Period, point blank.
Easily.
It's not even remotely close.
Mm.
MLB and NBA numbers are down because it's too damn long, and it's like...
No, chill out. MLB numbers are up.
Well, they're up, but they're not football numbers.
No, they're not football numbers.
And the NFL has, they have a little bit of urgency, but the NFL is a different sort of beast.
Different kind of juggernaut, because it's ingrained with American culture.
Correct. College football, even when Ohio State loses a regular season game, it felt like the world was coming down on us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like... And let's not get it fucked up either. If Michigan, if USC loses to Oregon, or Michigan loses to Ohio State, nobody from the Big Ten be like, "Oh, they should get in." They have 3 losses. Nobody from the SEC or ESPN is going to argue about USC being in with 3 losses.
Bingo.
And Michigan's losses will all be the playoff teams.
So they would have the best case.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to argue for Texas to get in, why wouldn't you argue for Michigan to get in if Michigan also has to lose to Ohio State,
right,
and to Oklahoma, and to USC?
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's a whole lot of nonsense, especially this year when there's going to be 2 lost teams getting left out.
Yeah,
And if you say, well, it's about the best teams, well, then then what you're really saying is you want a Big Ten SEC invitational. Just call it what it is. Just tell everybody that you don't think that anybody's good and all you look at is recruiting rankings and the AP poll. Just tell everybody that you're uninformed and you don't watch anything except recruiting rankings and the AP poll.
Man, like
That's
we gotta
all.
play games gotta matter on the field. So like
Correct.
the
They
cool
have
thing
to
about
matter.
sports, like the best team doesn't always win it. And that's what I like. That's why upsets are fun.
There's been decades of a division in the NFL being a really bad division.
Yeah.
They still get a team in the playoff.
And sometimes that team wins it because they get hot at the right time.
Correct.
Like my New York Giants, I believe they were 8-8 when they won
One of these days, one of these years in the playoff, a 10-11 seed is going to win their first round game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Especially with the amount of parity we're seeing today. It could be this year.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where like you just don't get to just show up and like, oh, I'm Texas, I have a big brand, or I'm whoever.
Yeah, they need the urgency, and games just have to matter. Is what I was going back to. Games have to matter. What you put on the field has to matter.
Yeah.
I do want to jump to A&M. A&M.
Back to the regular schedule program.
Yeah, A&M is funny, man, because they went down huge to South Carolina, huge, 30-3 to end the first half, and they came roaring back and they won 31-30. I think it's hilarious because people keep saying that should be the number one team in the country. They shouldn't be. You're supposed to take care of bad teams like that. Now, I commend them for winning, but it's funny seeing some of the Marcel Reed Heisman stuff now. It's funny people talking about A&M like this is a huge win for them. What A&M did was showed everybody why, or showed me, or confirmed why I don't think that they're as good as everybody else. They're too much of a glass cannon. They're too hot and cold. They're too Dion Waiters. And that's what they look like. That defense is food, man.
It took Ohio State like almost 20 quarters of football to give up 30 points this season.
Right.
Listen, man, Marcel Reed is super talented. He is super, super duper athletic.
Yep.
I think Mike Elko is a really good football coach. I think Mike Elko is a top 4 coach in the SEC. And I think he's a top 8 coach in college football. I think he's a really good coach. I believe
better coach than Brent Key. To me, they're the same coach.
Yeah, they're similar.
They even look like they're related.
Yeah, Mike's got to get some cooler glasses, man. You'd be looking real old with those.
Hey,
glasses.
we do not slander glasses on this show.
No, those glasses are old.
Okay.
But like that defense is gonna get taken out.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to the playoffs and these coaches have an extra couple of days to plan for that defense, and if they have anybody that can run with Marcel Reed on their defense, it's going to be over for them. They are flawed.
Dude, like, I was watching this game, and, like, you know what Nicholas Harbor did? Are you a Nicholas Harbor fan? I mean, I've never asked you about him.
I think I can't wait to watch him in the combine.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. But look, he went three catches for 102.
Yeah.
What is Jeremiah Smith going to do to that defense?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think Ohio State, if they play Texas A&M, they would play slow, but they would score every single possession.
I don't think they could score, like, play slow, Tyler. Like this, here we go. This A&M team.
I'm talking about Ohio State's offense would play slow.
No. I'm saying they could try to play slow.
Oh, you're talking about the big plays? Yeah.
They could try to play slow, but if I throw a slant to Jeremiah, nobody's going to want to tackle him. We can play slow, but Bo Jackson's going to rip one off. Like it's hard to play slow against a team, which is why they make everything a track meet. Like here we go, just real quick. A&M is fodder in the playoffs for Georgia, for Ohio State, and for Indiana, and for Oregon. All 4 of those teams go belt to ass against them.
Their game has a direct reflection of how I feel about them in my new top 15 for this week. I
do want to give them flowers because like winning is hard in November, and they won the game, but the weather wasn't even bad. You just can't. You just don't tackle. And like, also like Casey Concepcion, who I think is really, really good. He's got some bizarrely bad ball skills. And I also believe that you cannot have a Heisman moment if you're Marcel Reed in a game where you threw 2 picks.
You caused the problem.
Yeah. Unless you feel like, maybe that was Concepcion's fault for having bad hands.
I don't know, man. I think Texas A&M is a deeply flawed team. And I'm also pretty sure that they played the Mendoza line of the SEC.
Well below it.
Everybody that's below that line.
They have the early win against Notre Dame, week 3 at Notre Dame, 41-40. But other than that, they played Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida and Arkansas. 3 of the 4 teams have fired their head coaches. So kind of get an idea of how that's going. They played Missouri, which they did look really good against Missouri. And then they played South Carolina, a horrible South Carolina team who forgot to score in the second half. If they score one time in the second half, they win the football game. And the fact that Lenora Sellers, dude, fourth quarter, potential game-winning drive, you've got a chance to win the game. You know what he does on 2nd and 2?
Sack.
What did he do the next play after that?
Sack.
What's he do on the 4th down?
Sack.
He took 3 straight sacks to end the game.
Just put him in a Browns uniform. It fits. It just fits.
Man.
I mean, Lenora Sellers needs to transfer and come back to school. And Shane Bieber needs to be fired. That loss alone, fired.
Yeah.
You don't go 27 points and lose.
Do you want to guess the win expectancy for South Carolina in that game?
It had to have been over almost. It had to have been like 95%. Had to have been.
96.5. 96.9 is the highest.
How do you lose that game? And the thing about it, too, is as soon as Texas A&M scored twice back-to-back, you knew they were going to win.
Because they score fast and in bunches.
Fast. Dog, there was like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and it was already 31. It was 30 to 17. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah, because A&M scored 21 points in the third quarter.
Yeah. To me, Shane Beamer's got to go, man. How do you look at your team in like moving forward?
I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't know. A&M had 4 turnovers, dog, and you were up.
What is Shane Beamer's like claim to fame? Like, how did he rise up? Like, what was he good at?
He's a Beamer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, ran the coattails of your dad at Virginia Tech.
I mean, I thought it's funny because I thought he was a decent little football coach, and then it kind of just all falls apart.
He needs to go back to Virginia Tech. The problem is James Franklin's going to take that job unless, although maybe.
James Franklin wants a bigger job.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a disgusting loss.
It was hilarious though, and honestly, it works out because like
I think Texas A&M loses in the SEC title game. I think Alabama or Georgia beats their ass.
I had a crazy question. Would you be upset if the committee flipped Georgia and A&M?
No.
Okay.
Georgia's a better team.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I don't think they're going to, but I mean, I did. I can tell you right now, preview, I did.
That's what I was asking, and we're going to do that at the end of the show. From A&M, who doesn't know how to take care of a 3-win team, they did win though. Want to give flowers for that? Shout out Mike Elko for keeping that team together. But the way you're supposed to take care of a 3-7 team is the way Ohio State did. I believe the score was 27-0 at some point, and then you start seeing backups really, really early. But the lead on the Ohio State game, the Ohio State domination, is going to be the injury news. Jeremiah Smith, pretty bad limp, didn't play the second half. Carnell Tate also didn't play this game, wasn't in uniform, was in street clothes the entire game. I texted you a picture that I got from our girl Emily of Jeremiah Smith being, with the headset on before the game. I was like, oh, like he's not playing. Ended up playing. The only thing I think that can derail this Ohio State team from going back-to-back is the coaching staff and the injuries. That's the big takeaway. But before we unpack the game, concern level with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, and are those 2 players enough to derail this thing?
I'm significantly more worried about Jeremiah. Because, and the issue with that is because Ryan Day treats the injury report like Area 51.
Fort Knox, man.
You just have no idea. They asked him at the game if he was going to play. He said yes, and then they take him out. They asked him after the game if he's concerned about Tate and Jeremiah. He said absolutely not. He said no with like a chuckle. So I don't know what that means. I don't think. Listen, I think these young receivers they have are really good.
It's a significant drop. It's just a step down, though.
Yes, and I feel bad. I said you on the phone earlier. I feel bad for every young receiver and every recruit in the next 3 or 4 years because these fucking people in Columbus and Buckeye Nation are going to hold you to an impossible standard.
Correct.
Impossible. All of a sudden, for weeks in the summertime and in training camp and early season, Mylan Graham this, Mylan Graham this, Mylan Graham this. As soon as he goes and plays a meaningful snap, he's too small.
You think he's too? Is that the feeling you got? He was a little too
No,
small?
That's what people were saying online.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
They clamored for a Mylan Graham to play over BI. They clamored for it, blah, 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 blah. But now he's too small.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like
Tate and Jeremiah are luxury.
People forget that, like, these kids are 18 and 19 years old. And, like, I know that UCLA is bad, but an 18, 19, just turned 19-year-old versus a 21, 22-year-old is a difference.
Yeah.
I understand that they're, like, not very good players, but, like, they've been playing college football for 4 years. They're going to, like, it's going to be a little bit more even than when Jeremiah and Carnell Tate are on the field. But do I think that they can win a national championship without Jeremiah? I don't.
Okay.
I don't. If you wanted me to point blank get to it though, I don't think they can. I think when you take away the best player in the country on offense, I don't think you can just you can get over that.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. I think Jeremiah Smith is the jet fuel, is the nitrous for this team. I think they're a really good football team. I think he's the thing that, like, kind of kicks them into a separate gear, and so does him and Carnell Tate kind of kick them like a step above. I think without those two, they're probably like the deepest team in the country anyway. But those two like give you the biggest advantage you got across anybody. Like that's the one thing. Like if Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith play, you go into every single game in the playoffs knowing you have a clear-cut advantage in that one spot. They're the only team in the country who can say that, right?
Correct. And the other thing or the reason why I believe that is because in order for them to have success without Jeremiah, Ryan Day will have to be way more involved with game planning and calling plays than he has been, and that's not good for this team.
Yeah, because like
Ryan Day without Jeremiah can come up with a game plan, and he has game flow and experience calling plays where he can keep them in the game against top teams without him. But Brian Hartline can't do that. Brian Hartline's not ready for that.
I mean, that would be the pivot, right? It would be like the Ryan Day show then.
It would have to be. Because think about it. If you're Brian Hartline and you're like, I don't know what to do here, it's like, if you want to score, throw it to 4. Like it's a simple, it's the biggest pillow you could ever fall back on.
And I'm not really worried of like if Ryan Day just called plays for the postseason, I'm here for it. Awesome. Like I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I think it's over the course of the year, calling plays takes away so much from the other stuff you're supposed to do as a head coach. But in the postseason, call plays cool. I just I'm worried about Michigan right now still. Because if he has to take over for Michigan, then we're gonna fall back into that.
Yeah, I don't. I think that game's gonna be. I don't even know what to think about that game. I've just been going really back and forth, and like I think that they're better. I think that Ryan Day is a new person since winning the Natty. I think he's a new coach, but I still got to see it.
Right.
I still got to see it, and there are people. There are multiple people that I saw saying that if he can't beat this Michigan team, he should get fired, which is like he's not going to get fired.
I mean, but they said that last year too. Like last year's Michigan team, same deal.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think Ryan Day knows what is at stake. I think he knows what's at stake for his personal life. I think he knows what's at stake for just his legacy, his reputation.
Dude, I'm sorry, Tyler. Whatever he thinks he knows this year, he knew last year heading into the Michigan game.
Probably, but I think it's like I think he thought he knew last year. Like, what was at stake?
Dog, I'm not buying it. He lost 3 straight heading into
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, but he wasn't. They're gonna be 12 to 15 point favorite.
Just like last year.
No, last year they were a 20+ point favorite.
Okay. So even more so last year.
No, I know. I
Whatever.
just
No,
I
Ryan
think
Day
he
just has to
knows.
beat
I
it,
think
dog.
he knows what he has to do. And without Jeremiah, that puts a big wrinkle in this.
You ever play video games growing up and you get like stuck on a level and you know what you need to do to beat the level, but you just can't do it? That's what Michigan is to him. Like he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. This game isn't fun until I can beat this level.
I think I think they both play against Michigan.
Okay.
I don't think they play against Rutgers. I don't think either one of them play against Rutgers. I don't think there's a reason to play them against Rutgers.
Julian Sayin does look a little bit more human without those two.
Wouldn't every other quarterback?
Yeah, no, I'm just pointing out.
And the other thing too is like, when's the last time that Julian Sayin threw in practice to, Lana Graham and Jeremiah, like and like really went after it at practice?
Probably not very
and
often.
Like they haven't done it probably since August.
Well, I mean, they probably have more recently, like the last couple weeks. They've probably been doing it for like 2 weeks because I don't think Cardinal Tate's been practicing all like that.
Yeah, I just like when you go into a game knowing you have 4, it changes the way you think, and when you don't have it, you got to like change up.
And 17, like ball skills, and like I threw those guys in high school.
And so like I am not worried about Rutgers with Julian Sayin. Like I'm not worried. I have no fear. And if they really need to, they're just going to be a game where they go back to like the old playbooks when they had JSN in the slot, and BI will just get featured.
Yeah.
And he'll have like 12 catches. Speaking of BI, like that kid catches every ball.
Hands are magnets, man. That's KJ Hill.
I mean, just contested catches, tough catches. His yards are loud. He only had 40 yards, and it was like a couple of them were like, "Damn, that was a tough catch," and he just made it.
Yeah, like even the announcers were like a little bit surprised.
Yeah,
he only had 30 yards. They're just loud, man. He catches everything, and like there's like no doubt when he catches something too. Yeah. It is funny. I saw the refs gave Jeremiah Smith the Michael Jordan treatment on the one catch.
Yeah,
he did not catch that ball over there, Jeremiah Smith, and they just refused to review it. They're like, "That's Michael Jordan. We're good." Tyler,
I think Quincy Porter is the reason why they don't need to go get the Coleman kid from Auburn. I think Quincy Porter is so good.
He's gonna be really different. I mean, he's gonna be like on that Cardinal Tate career path, I think.
Except he's just way bigger.
Yeah, no, he's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger. Honestly, he's honestly. Oh, can't want to say this. I think he could end up being like the kid from Rutgers. That feels weird to say.
Okay.
Just real quick, I don't want to spend too long on this, but Rutgers has a true sophomore. He is 6'6", 225, and he's averaging like 17 yards per catch.
Yeah,
monster. KJ Duff. He's gonna finish in everybody's like top 10 Blinikoff. I don't even know how he ended up there.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there for long. The last thing I want to touch on the Ohio State game. There was a variable in the run game that was not present, and everything else was normal except for that variable, that piece of the puzzle, and it looked significantly better. UCLA's run defense is ass, but like they ran it like they were playing against an ass run defense,
and that hasn't been the case a lot of the year.
Correct.
Yeah, you could say it.
Tegra should be on the bench the rest of the year.
I'll have to watch all 22, but Van Sickle felt pretty good.
I've seen enough. At least, you know what it is like Gabe Van Sickle, he may miss a block, but he's going to go find somebody else to go hit.
Yeah, he's going to go hit somebody.
He's going to go hit somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to whiff and be like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
See, what had happened was like,
There's that idea that Nick Saban's talked about and Kirby Smart's talked about is that if you make mistakes and you make mistakes at maximum effort, it tends to be okay.
Yeah.
Like if you're like thinking and like not maximum efforting, that's when it's an issue. But the run game looked really explosive. Like Bo looked crazy. Isaiah West looks like he shot out of a cannon, bro. And like it doesn't look like Traven Henderson. And Ron and I kind of talked about this, but one of the things I noticed is that whenever he's running, guys are taking horrible angles, which tells me that he's running faster than he looks.
Correct.
I love watching him. I love watching him run. And then obviously, like the guy who had the third most yards on the team had the play of the day. Peoples is a freak athlete. That's what Ohio State loved about him. Freak athlete, made a freak athlete play.
Where was that, dude?
Oh, he's always had that. The thing is,
but where's it been this year? Because Chris, he gave Buddy the okadoke stanky leg, and then he jumped over another player.
Bro, it's just when he gets touched, he just disintegrates. He forgets that he's allowed to break tackles, so he has to like be super elusive.
But like, I haven't seen that elusiveness either.
Yeah,
I haven't seen none of it.
In space. When he's in space, he's decent. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, like he hasn't really shown that, and I've known he's had it, but it's like he runs like he's blind sometimes.
I still think he's third behind Isaiah West and should be treated as such.
Oh no, he is. No, he's third behind Isaiah West. Isaiah West is a different kind. He's closer to Bo Jackson than anybody's going to want to admit. And honestly, like talent level wise, and I've said this a couple times, but I'll say it again. Talent level wise, they are the Ohio State version of Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton as freshmen. Remember when those two were freshmen and they kind of took over a little bit? That's what Bo Jackson and Isaiah West are.
Correct.
So, kick return for a touchdown. Just flowers.
Yeah, Lorenzo looked fast.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's a good athlete, and that's cool for him. Cool to give him the story. And then other than that, I don't really have any more notes on that. But that's just a dominating game.
Yeah.
Speaking of not dominating, Northwestern, Michigan. Woo!
Dude,
woo!
I said that this was a game that I was going to be watching for.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that they would do this, but I knew that this game would be ugly. And it was ugly. And Michigan should have lost this game. Absolutely should have lost this game.
Okay, talk to me. Why do you think they should have lost?
The turnovers, like the second pick he threw, like just staring down like the worst pick you could throw.
He looks bad, dude.
And like they just didn't deserve to win the game.
Yeah.
They didn't play good enough to win that football game. And lucky for them, Northwestern is just like they're just Northwestern. I was watching that game, and you're looking at Northwestern guys running around. You're like, man, this team would dominate the Ivy League.
I think Northwestern is a pretty decent football team for Northwestern. We kind of talked about it. This is one of their older years.
Yeah, but you just look at the guys running on the field compared to the guys in the other jerseys. You're like, it just doesn't match.
But like, dude, like Underwood is like almost unwatchable throwing the football.
Yeah, he's a problem throwing the ball.
He's like really bad.
Like, yeah,
and like a lot of it's not like general read stuff. Like a lot of it is like he's just bad at throwing the football.
The one pick he threw was horrible.
I mean, I think both of them were horrible. And he had the fumble.
Yep.
He had the fumble like on the read option.
Do you think Michigan, how big of a, so Justice Hayes is out for the year. There was reported he's out. And then Jordan Marshall also went out.
Yeah. And Jordan Marshall was ball in this game too.
Can Michigan beat Ohio State without Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes?
I mean, like, that's their Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate.
But it's just like last year they had Mullings. Mm-hmm. Like they had a guy back there.
Yeah.
They would be without both of their guys. Like that's basically them asking Bryce Underwood to beat you.
Yeah, and the Bryson kid. Cause
that's a gut punch.
That
like,
is
them looting Jordan Marshall. And like I don't want to beat them without like I want them to be fully healthy.
Right.
I don't want any excuses. None. So that was the game. The game shocked me. The fact that they needed a last-second field goal to win. But the fact that they didn't cover did not shock me at all.
No. I mean, a 2-point game against Northwestern, but it feels like they always do this late in the year, bro. They always have one of these, like dead Cobra games, right? Like, it's like the play dead game. Remember 2 years ago or 3 years ago when they should have lost to Illinois right before playing Ohio State?
Yep. I mean, they're going to Maryland. Does Mike Locksley have anything up his sleeve? Anything at all?
Dude, I don't think so. But the thing is, again, like these games are going to be close because Bryce Underwood is such a liability. Like he's just a liability.
I mean, Kris,
it looks like Anthony Richardson a little bit sometimes. Like everything
Bryce
has to be a
Underwood.
million miles an hour.
Bryce Underwood's thrown 7 touchdowns and has 5 picks the whole season.
Yeah, I know. Like because he plays hero ball.
Man, I don't think Maryland can play with him. I think the Michigan-Maryland game is going to feel like the boa constrictor Michigan, where they beat them like 31-7.
Yeah.
And it's close, and then the fourth quarter comes around and they score 17 points.
I don't think they're gonna go belt to ass like that. I will say.
No, I mean I'm saying like it's like 14-7 for a while, but it never feels like Maryland's in the game, and then Michigan pops 2 big runs, and all of a sudden the game's over.
With who, Tyler?
I'm just saying I think Maryland's that bad.
I'm saying with who? Like who are the big runs? Like I hear you on that front entirely, but like big runs with who?
Somebody will do it. Bryce. Maybe this would be his moment.
His moment. I think they're gonna have all these like weird like close games.
I'm trying to give Michigan a little bit of credit here.
No, and that's what I'm about to do here. First of all, these games in particular have nothing to do with Michigan at the end of the year. Nothing at all. Yeah. Nothing at all. They have nothing to do with the Ohio State Michigan game. I will say the thing that's unique about Michigan this year is I know people talk about Bryce Underwood, but the best player on their team is the other true freshman, Andrew Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
He's an NFL receiver.
Yeah.
Like he makes big play after big play, and he bails out Bryce Underwood a lot.
All the time.
And he plays way bigger than his size. You know how tall Andrew Marsh is?
Is he like 6'2"?
Dude, he's 6 foot flat.
Oh wow.
But doesn't he play a lot bigger?
Yeah,
combat catches, strong hands, leap ability, high points footballs. Like he plays a lot bigger than he is. And he has saved the day again and again and again. He is now on the year up to 15.3 yards per catch and 500 yards as a true freshman. Yesterday, he had 12 catches for 189. He's hitting his stride. That's the guy. And him versus Iggy is going to be crazy because from the TV copy, it looks like Andrew Marsh is a shit talker. And we know what Iggy is shit talker wise. And also, Iggy always gets the most disrespectful stuff done to him. And that tells me that he's a crazy shit talker. Because I mean, he got spit
We're going to find out very quickly in that game if Iggy is allowed to put his hands on him, cooked. If Iggy's not allowed to put his hands on him, you got to get Jermaine Matthews on him ASAP.
I mean, either way, let him get his hands on him. Like,
I know, but I'm saying, but if they're going to call penalties, like, okay, then you got to switch it up.
Call him. Let's go.
I'm not giving a bad offense free yards.
I am because at some point, Iggy's going to go hands off, and Bryce is going to throw it right to him. And I want Andrew Marsh beat up. Like, let's go. Like, let's have an old school. What? Don't you love the Ohio State Michigan corner wide receiver battles?
I do. But you want an early hot take on the Ohio State Michigan game?
Do it.
This is the Caleb Downs legacy game. This is the game where we will talk about Caleb Downs for 20 years from now.
He can move himself from mercenary into Buckeye with
forever.
A big game.
Forever.
Right? Because right now, how do you view Caleb? Is he a mercenary or is he a Buckeye to you? Because he's a mercenary to me still.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these. I mean, a lot of these guys that have to beat Michigan, and if they beat Michigan, then they become Buckeyes.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like there's some guys on the team. Like here we go. Like I think it's because like it's the high profile transfer. Sometimes they're like, okay, like
sure,
like you're a mercenary, not you don't really feel like a Buckeye. But some guys feel like Buckeyes. Like Quinshawn by the end of it felt like a Buckeye to me, even though they didn't beat Michigan.
Okay.
And I can't really explain why.
No, I think Caleb's a Buckeye. He's a Buckeye, but he's going to become a legend, not just a great player. He's going to become. It's going to make you be like, okay, who's more Ohio State, Caleb Downs or Mike Doss? That's the kind of game I think he's going to have.
Okay. That's a hot take for sure. The other game that I want to talk about, I don't want to spend too much time here, but USC Iowa, dude. I texted you yesterday. I really like 2025 USC. Like, I really like them.
You were correct. I did not think that Lincoln could call the game and coach the game that he had to call and coach, and he did.
I mean, he almost didn't, right? Like
He almost didn't, but he did.
Because they were down, I believe, 21-7. And
Yep.
they didn't get a fourth down call. He was being impatient. And then something clicked for him. And the Maeva kid and those receivers can take over games. They might have the third best receiving core in the Big Ten. And sometimes I wonder if their receivers are more capable of taking over games than the Indiana duo. And that's not something that I thought I would say, but this game definitely felt like
I think Lemon is better than Surratt.
Okay, so you think then you think the USC receivers are better than the Indiana receivers?
I do.
Okay, because that's kind of what happened, right?
Yeah. I think
I don't know, man. I like them a lot, dude. And Maeva put some balls in some places that's like, oh yeah, like you're different. You're not keeping pace with Dante Moore. Dante Moore's slightly ahead of you and the out west quarterback thing, but you put some balls in some spots that were ridiculous.
a little bit of an early preview here for the USC Oregon game. I think Oregon's quarterback is better. Dante Moore balled on Friday night. But the thing that's working in USC's favor is Lincoln Riley's not going to feel Dan Lanning's antics are not going to bother Lincoln Riley whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Lincoln Riley thinks that he's a better coach than Dan Lanning is. I think Lincoln Riley believes that. And like Lincoln Riley is like, whatever. I'm going to call because this is now a game where Lincoln Riley gets to be who Lincoln Riley really wants to be. He's just going to send it because he knows that Dan Lanning also, like their offense, the USC and Oregon, these two teams are almost identical to each other.
I mean, it's Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal.
Yeah. And so if Lincoln Riley smells blood in the water at some point during this game when his team has the football, look out. Because he finally has a defense that if he gets into a shootout, he has a defense that he thinks can get a stop or two.
Or a turnover. That's what they're doing. They're getting turnovers.
I think this game is going to have fireworks.
This has the makings of a classic. Look, Maeva and Dante Moore both looked really, really good over the weekend. These receiver cores, really, really good over the weekend. These coaches both want more respect than they've been given right now. And Lincoln Riley, like you and I talked about, like he knows what it tastes like to be on the doorstep of hyper elite. Like people forget he was right there on the doorstep of it and kind of got knocked back. And like he believes that coach is in there, and this team could do it, man.
If USC beats Oregon, nobody should want to see USC in the playoff.
I mean, I want to see him because I think.
No, I'm saying other teams don't want to see them.
Oh yeah, no, they could beat.
That's a dangerous. That's a danger. That's the. I mean, this goes back to like. This feels like almost like when he had This feels like an Oklahoma team.
Mm-hmm.
Like good Oklahoma teams, like his second year Baker team, and then did he go to the playoffs with Jalen Hurts?
Yep, all his guys. He made the playoffs with all of his guys.
Did he play the playoffs with Kyler Murray?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he did.
He did.
Was that 2017? Was that 2017? Because it'd have been the 2018 playoffs.
Yeah, it'd have been 2018 playoffs.
2017-2018 season.
I know for sure they made it with Hurts.
Correct.
You know who they played?
They played
LSU.
Oh yeah, LSU. That was 2019. Yeah.
2018-19. Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Alabama.
Okay, yeah. So they did. Okay. So yeah, this is Lincoln Riley's significantly his best team at USC by far. By not even really that close, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So That is the game of the week next week by a long shot. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
If I could write it, I am becoming a very big Lincoln Riley fan the longer the season goes because I really like this team. If I could write a storybook ending for them, I likely would write it as them with a first or second round matchup with Georgia and him kind of avenging the game that knocked him out of elitehood. Like he had Kirby Smart in Georgia on the ropes, man. And like Baker gets hurt and they're not able to put them away in the postseason. But they were up big. And like from that moment, that was the peak of his climb. Then it started to kind of fall downhill from there. Yeah. I would love for him to get that shot as kind of an older, matured coach. Because that's the thing that I'm going to let Lincoln Riley do. I'm going to let Lincoln Riley grow and mature as a coach. And this win over Iowa signaled that.
Yeah. The SEC desperately wants Oregon to beat USC, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they should.
So, but yeah, we'll talk about that game more this week for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Some quick hits before we get out of here. Oregon dominates Minnesota. Dante Moore went absolutely berserk. Obviously, like he's kind of unlocked something, and I think he could end up elevating a quarterback 2 in this draft just because he is going to either get a GM fired or make a GM's career because he's got all the tools and the traits you would want. And when he's right, it's really, really right. Pitt couldn't hang with Notre Dame. My guy Mason Heinzel threw the pick 6 early and was never able to kind of string it together. And they thought Pitt kind of went with the idea, okay, we need Mason to air this thing out, so we are going to go 5 wide and 4 wide, and we're not going to protect him with extra tight ends. And Notre Dame ended up eating him alive. But you see the traits and the tools, he's going to be really different. And then Georgia Tech ends up avoiding the upset with a double-digit fourth quarter comeback. And on the broadcast afterwards, they asked Brent Key, what did we just witness? You know what he said? A win. That was it. And then they asked him, what does it say about this team that they've come back from multiple double-digit leads in the fourth quarter this year? He said that we need to stop being down double digits in the fourth quarter. And then that was the end of the interview. They're running out of gas.
Are you worried? Also, how worried are you for the Pitt game this week?
Really worried. Really worried.
Yeah.
Dylan Lonergan went crazy. Here's the thing. Georgia Tech defense is horrible. They're really bad. And they're able to get away with it because Haynes King has been really, really good. Dylan Lonergan, who, again, the quarterback of a 1-win, 10-loss ACC team, threw for 362 and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Mason is that kid on steroids. It's going to be a shootout. And just real quick, Haynes King with another game of over 300 yards, by the way. This is his game log his last 3 games. 371. This is only just passing, not rushing. 371, 408, 304. I'm
trying to think if I want to ask you this question now or do I want to wait?
Ask it now.
If Tech beats Pitt and seals their fate to the ACC championship game, do you sit Haynes King against Georgia?
You sit him one of the 2 games. If you play him against Georgia and you win, you sit him in the ACC title game. If you play him, if you sit him against Georgia, you play him in the ACC title game. Yeah.
My issue is
you can't play both.
My issue is that I think they might have to win the ACC. What do you have a better chance of doing? Beating Georgia or winning the ACC title game?
You have a better chance of winning the ACC title game than beating Georgia. So I'm sitting in one of the 2.
I'm sitting him against Georgia. If I was Georgia, if I was Brent Key, I'd be like, listen, we cannot win the ACC title game. In that scenario, if they win the ACC title, you're in. You're guaranteed and no bullshit. Like there's nothing that can happen to you.
You know what the issue is?
What?
It's a rivalry game.
Sure.
That's like a real rivalry game. Like that.
I know. I hear you. So I hear you. But if you lose, if Haynes King, you lose to Georgia, and Haynes King gets hurt, you're losing the ACC title game, and then you're out.
Okay, like here we go. Would you sit Jeremiah Smith-Cardell against Michigan?
great question.
The answer, I mean, Haynes King, hyper competitive. I saw him talking too for the first time yesterday on the game winning drive. So I agree with you, but I think especially if last year's Georgia game was a blowout, then I would be more with you. But do you know what last year's Georgia Tech game
No,
was?
I know. It was like 17 games. They basically played 2 games.
And do you know what Haynes King? I read the article. Someone spent time with him after that game for about 3 or 4 days. You know what he was doing the whole time?
Pissing blood.
He couldn't stop pissing blood.
Yeah,
So,
I bet. I bet.
Yeah. And then the JMU checkup, 50-10 over App State.
They're going. They are, as long as they win out, they will be the G5 team that makes the playoff. South Florida blew it.
Yeah, they did.
JMU. Yeah.
You know what I saw the JMU Reddit account say?
What?
We would gladly volunteer to get executed by SIG on national television in the playoffs. What's your top 15, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that. All right. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Indiana.
Boom. Easy. People,
Easy.
SEC people were championing that Indiana struggled over the weekend and ended up just fucking really getting it going.
Yeah.
Against Wisconsin. They're starting to win the way Ohio State does. So love Indiana like that.
Correct. Number 3, I have Georgia. Number 4, I have Oregon. Number 5, I have Texas Tech.
Oh, so you're treating this A&M game like a loss.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I think, look, if you're going best teams, yeah, Georgia's the 3rd best team in the country. Oregon's the 4th best team in the country. Yeah. Texas Tech. I love Texas Tech. You didn't text me back, dude. Texas Tech is doing everything they can for that little linebacker.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not going to happen, but yeah, it's awesome. I think it's great. I think it's really entertaining.
I think it's anything. I didn't even mention the Heisman.
I'm just saying. I know what you're getting at. I know what they're trying to do, and I know what you're getting at.
That's not even what I was trying to get at. What I was trying to get at was I sent that to you, and I wanted you to reply to be like, imagine if we direct snap to Arbo Reese.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I was going with that. Because I love Ohio State and I love Ryan Day.
They would never, ever, ever do that.
The one thing I miss about having such an NFL-minded guy is that we don't get the funny college stuff that other teams get, right?
Yeah.
Like Caden Proctor has a direct snap and a catch over there in Alabama. Like the Jacob Rodriguez kid gets a direct snap. You know what I'm saying? Like other colleges get this funky stuff. We don't get any of that.
Correct. Which is fine.
It's just that's one thing that I would change about Ryan Day. The only thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't change it about Ryan Day, though. I'm good. I'm all right.
You don't think that kind of shit is fun?
It's fun for me to watch other teams do it.
I'm just saying, bro. Imagine
not my team.
Against UCLA, fucking Arbo Reese direct snap for the 2-yard line, get him a touchdown.
No. All right, number 6, I have Ole Miss.
Okay.
Number 7, Texas A&M.
Ooh, you slid them down a long way. And then who you got 8? Because are you starting to get into the 2-loss teams?
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Number 9, Oklahoma. Number 10, Alabama. Number 11, USC.
Okay.
Number 12, Michigan.
Okay.
13, Utah. 14, Vanderbilt. 15, Miami.
Damn it. Georgia Tech's better than Vandy. That's my only complaint. It was good. I was just waiting to hear my team name.
Cool.
It's like,
damn.
It's like just when you wait for your
I might have missed that one.
I just think Georgia Tech's better than Vandy. Is all.
I do too. I don't know why I did that.
It's cool. I'm just waiting for my team name to get called. It's like
I know. Yeah.
North
they are better than Vanderbilt. Damn
North. It's cool. I'm just gonna cry off the screen. North Texas is at number 23 in the coaches poll, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I am very excited to see what this playoff committee does because I think this week, this is a big week because next week ain't nothing happening next week.
Right.
The SEC is doing their bullshit schedule game that they play.
Preseason game.
And then the Big Ten is they have their Big Ten schedule, but they're saving all their good games for everybody's waiting for the next week when it's rivalry week.
Yeah. Next
So-
week's gonna suck for the Big Ten because like Big Ten teams will naturally like get knocked down, and every SEC team will get a free win late in the year.
Yeah.
Shit
So
happens.
it is what it is. I mean, actually, I think Oklahoma. I think they're playing LSU.
Yeah, well, free win.
I mean,
No, they got Missouri.
they got Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri's
like,
not a free win.
This is like their Big 12 week. This is like the Big 12 reunion week.
Yeah, I mean next week is Ohio State at Rutgers, Texas A&M. It's Samford's playing Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Missouri, Oklahoma, Miami, Virginia Tech, Louisville, SMU, Charlotte, Georgia, Eastern Illinois, Alabama. Get the fuck out of here. Arkansas, Texas. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing going on.
Yeah.
Pitt, Georgia Tech, and then USC, Oregon are the only two games that really of notice. So yeah.
USC Oregon I think is gonna be as game of the year written all over it. Anyway, but I'm Chris. That's Tyler.
Peace.